Welcome to the first of its kind, Indie Versus. In Indie Versus, we take your favorite indie comic book characters. We break down their feats, their strengths, and their weaknesses. We put them in a versus match, and we decide who would win in a scenario that we create based on those feats. In this very first official Indie Versus match, we have the Delta Dogs versus Black Bow. And just in case you forgot, we're going to be giving you a recap of the abilities of these characters.
Talking about the Delta Dogs, 7 superpower cousins who got their powers from a mysterious green entity and find themselves entangled in a gang war. Though most have the durability, speed, and strength of the average human, their powers give them the necessary edge to make this group of teens a force to be reckoned with. First up, we've got Quan, aka the Alpha Leader. With his shadow manipulation abilities, he's able to mold his shadow into different shapes, using it to create a shield, able to withstand gunfire, leap tall distances, and even shape it into a humanoid form to attack his opponents. Mike, aka Kilo, can change the density of himself and anything he touches, allowing him to jump up tall buildings and off of them without causing damage, even changing the density of crates and vehicles with no struggle. Next up, we've got Little B, aka One Lung. He is able to radiate varying levels of steam from his body, and he has used this ability to burn guns out of people's hands and fire steam strong enough to launch someone into the air and pin someone else into a tree. He has also used this ability as a smokescreen to help get away. Josh, aka Trio, is able to make 2 clones of himself. When he absorbs them, he's able to move at an accelerated rate, usually moving faster than most people can keep up with. This ability actually serves as a type of healing factor as well for him. Next, we've got Kenny, aka Zig. He's able to turn into electricity as fast enough to easily catch a speeding vehicle, able to create at least 7 sentient constructs of electricity, and has an uncontrollable ability to send people to a different dimension. Next, we have Curtis. He's able to grow crystals out of his body. He can wear it like armor and shoot it like projectiles, or where usually you see him wearing it as gauntlets. And last but not least, we have Vonell. With his wind manipulation abilities, he's able to shake the entirety of a building with a single punch, breaking down a steel door and sending the henchmen of the gang that we're fighting flying with that same punch. From powerless citizen to the symbol of hope for Nickel City, Black Bow vows to end the corruption of his city and sets his sights on ending corruption in the world as a whole with the ancient powers of Anu. So Black Bow in base is at peak physical strength. When he taps into the powers of Anu, his strength is taken up tenfold. He has superhuman accuracy and is able to add power to his arrows, causing them to explode on impact. His arsenal includes smoke arrows, sonic arrows, EMP arrows, and much more. Pair this with his ability to apply Anu to them, makes his arsenal extremely dangerous. So, Black Bow's speed, he was seen perceiving bullets being fired and ran fast enough to defend a bystander in its trajectory and was able to deflect those same bullets with his bow without being hit by the oncoming fire. Durability-wise, Black Bow was unmoved by an explosion that happened a few feet in front of him, an explosion that sent several cars nearby in that same vicinity, flying into the air. It said that with the help of Anu, he has a healing factor as well. So, the man who communes with the ancients, the practitioner of Anu, Nickel City's symbol of hope, Black Bow, rises.
The Delta Dogs are facing off against petty criminals in their neighborhood, when suddenly they hear something in the distance. They look up, and there's an explosion in a nearby alley. They all arrive in the alley to see Black Bow killing some muggers. Seeing him as an immediate threat and a potential superpowered being because of the light glowing on his back. Black Bow, realizing that he is surrounded by the Delta Dogs, draws his arrows and looks around thinking about his best course of action. However, diving right in to throw him off, Zig and Trio blitz Black Bow. He manages to dodge Trio's attack but is struck in the face by Zig. Black Bow rolls with the punch, spinning around, and fires off an arrow. Quan uses his shadow to catch the arrow before a flashbang goes off. Realizing they are kids and he doesn't want to hurt them, he plans to escape. However, before he can, Lil B uses his steam to limit his vision, while also firing it directly at him in hopes of pinning him down. Black Bow is able to withstand this until Vonell appears, throwing a wind punch, launching Black Bow into a wall. Vonell begins to celebrate, prematurely, excited to be a part of taking down the enemy. At that moment, a slightly annoyed Black Bow gets up and knocks the kid out. In a fit of rage, Curtis, his right arm covered in his diamond-like armor, goes to strike Black Bow. However, he manages to dodge and kicks him in the side. Lil B releases a bunch of steam to block back Black Bow's vision. Trio, seemingly running all around Black Bow, successfully punching at him. Just when he gets adjusted to Trio and is able to counter, Zig tags in and begins punching at him. Black Bow on the back foot prepares to fire an arrow when his arm is held back by Quan's shadow, preventing him from firing. Black Bow acknowledges that they are good for being a group of kids. However, he's done playing around. Black Bow taps into his Anu cores, and he is able to physically overpower Quan's shadow and move faster than Trio and Zig. That's when a dumpster is tossed at Black Bow by Mike. Black Bow dodges and fires an arrow into the air. He seemingly misses, firing directly into the sky. Black Bow then proceeds to jump back and forth between the walls in the alleyway, dodging various attacks from the group as he reaches the roof. Black Bow is dodging various attacks from the groups as he reaches the roof. He looks back down once more, stating how impressed he is at what this group of kids was able to do. Then, the arrow he shot earlier crashes back down, and the group soon finds out that it was a hypersonic arrow emitting a high-frequency sound that nearly incapacitates everyone below. However, as the Delta Dogs cover their ears in pain from the high-frequency noise, Black Bow realizes too late that a member he hasn't paid close attention to is incoming. Mike, mid-air, comes barreling down, increasing his density and delivering one of the hardest punches Black Bow has ever felt, causing him to crash back down into the alleyway. Quan, struggling through the sound, uses his shadow to destroy the hypersonic arrow. The Delta Dogs gather themselves around Black Bow as he lays there unconscious. And there you have it, guys. The Delta Dogs win their first ever Indy versus matchup. Most people thought it would be easy because of numbers. However, the experience Black Bow has gave him the edge he needed to stay in the fight as long as he did. Their fear of losing one another is another crutch for them in this matchup. But at the end of the day, the Delta Dog team work has grown and in fact does give them a massive advantage. We hope you enjoyed this very first episode of Indie Versus and that you stick around for the next one after Season 2's Indie Breakdown. Let us know if you agree with our verdict and let us know what you would have done differently. And also, don't forget to tune in for the entire series of Indie Breakdown leading into the Indie Versus. And if you want us to break down your character, make sure you reach out to us, midnightcomics.org, and fill out the form there. Oh, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Summer night, it's summer night. She left me so late, should've spent the night. No need to hit follies, I'm working her body out, said she in love with the fitness type.